The Atlanta Motor Speedway in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, live on ESPN. Our coverage tonight presented by Pennzoil. You see, we've completed 58. Squeezed by Tony Stewart and reassumed the command of this event, that happening just a couple of laps ago. That at the end of a series of green flag pit stops where Kyle Busch actually came out as the race leader, but ran afoul of the authorities. And now Kyle in the 18 finds himself back 22nd in line, 23 seconds behind the leader. Having flashbacks, as we watch the flashback, to similar circumstances in Bristol, Rusty.
Yeah, you see Kyle Busch right here trying to take advantage of Jamie McMurray. Beats him off the racetrack down to pit road. And this was a key move for Kyle Busch to win this race at Bristol. But here, a little while ago, it looks like he might have tried the same thing as he was coming off the racetrack. Here, Denny Hamlin's getting ready to come off the track now in pit. Kyle is wide open on the throttle. Tries the same thing he did at Bristol. Tries to go around outside. Gets in too fast. And he gets up pit road, speeding penalty.
You see how hard Denny got on the brakes there. So you're absolutely right. And Kyle, it shows you how much he's thinking in that race car. He's always trying to take advantage of every opportunity. Got busted on that one. But I'll tell you what, he will get back in this race. Got too good of a race car.
Would not be the first time this season someone has gotten a speeding penalty on pit road and come back to win the race if Kyle were to come back and win that tonight. So we'll keep an eye on his progress back up through the field. Good race here for third and fourth position as we go back upstairs. Casey Kane running that little sprint car lineup by the wall there, Marty, DJ, and Andy.
Yeah, and Martin Truex, who has been very steady all night. And in fact, this is the highest he has gotten up to third.
They did a good job on pit road. His crew did, and he was running sixth. Got him back out in third after the penalty for Kyle Busch. Right now, he's going to have to give this spot to Casey Kane, though. Casey's on the move.
Yeah, you can see just how that momentum works right there. You can keep the RPMs up a little bit. Casey will get out of the throttle a little early getting into the corner, but he picks it back up and really makes the straightaway longer by doing this. He can get back to the throttle so much sooner.
Let's check back in on the race lead because we've had 4 lead changes now between 3 drivers. Tony Stewart is behind right now Denny Hamlin. You can see by how much. 0.2 of a second looks from the rear bumper.
Yeah, Tony's been running that high line. He's getting ready to take the lead right here.
You know, this is the same thing we saw the first run. Denny kind of struck out there pretty fast. Ryan Newman couldn't get by him. And then about this time, Ryan Newman got by him. And then looked like Denny Hamlin's car came back around later, and he got the lead back.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the left side of your screen as well, as he is shown in 18th position. Marcus Ambrose right now gives up the spot. He is now bumped back to 18th. Junior now 17th. Jeff Gordon right in front of him. How about if we move back to Ryan Newman and his quest to keep his hopes alive to get into the chase. He's taking a run on the 99 of Carl Edwards. What's the latest you're hearing, Doc?
Well, you know, we saw Carl sideways at the beginning of the night. The car started out a little bit snug, but suddenly about lap 5 or 6 got very, very loose and just trying to hang on. When he made that pit stop on lap 47, the right front tire had some areas where it was almost down to the cords, about a ½ an inch around the outside rim of the right front tire. Very much like what we saw last night with his Nationwide car. They don't seem to be very concerned, but they were glad they cut that one off on lap 47.
Well, they came back to finish third in last night's Nationwide race. They'll get it figured out. You can see he's opened up a bit of a gap now over Ryan Newman. Newman now in the 6th position. Here are the points right as they stand at the moment. Boyer still safely ensconced at 90 and 98. And Mark Martin, unfortunately, is looking like he's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, Clint Boyer here doing a nice job. He's up in the 12th spot, and this is really exactly what he needs to do, especially at this part of the race. He needs to just make sure everything is good with his car, work on it a good bit, and keep himself kind of in that safe zone. He doesn't want to race anybody too hard right now. Make sure he doesn't get in any trouble.
Well, he's had 4th place finishes in 3 of the last 6 Cup races. That's one reason he's in the 12th. From Jimmy's car, you can see what it looks like, as he has got a safe distance between he and Ryan Newman.
Once once again have to keep an eye on this 48 car and see as they make adjustments throughout the night. That's the one thing that seemed to get them in some trouble, Andy, that we've seen this year, where they used to be the best on pit road at making their car better on pit road, and then this year they haven't been able to do that.
One car that's going in the wrong direction is Jeff Burton. As there you can see side by side with Mark Martin. This is for 24th position on the track. Not the position we'd expect to see either one of these guys.
No, neither one of them. I mean, Mark Martin's always been good here. 31 car's been good all year long. Just having an off night so far.
Spotters tell us that Burton got awfully loose just a couple of corners ago, and that's what allowed Mark Martin to close the gap. There you see Elliott Sadler also in the mix. And those guys are the last group. There's only 27 cars on the lead lap. Kurt Busch has been put a lap down.
Yeah, we're hearing Kyle Busch has a vibration going to be coming down pit road. I wonder, we saw just the last part of his pit stop, and it looked like that they may not have gotten those left side tires tight.
Here we are, boys.
Mike, what do you get?
Well, a lap ago, Kyle Busch came over the radio and said, I've got a vibration. Get ready. The team leaped to the top of the wall, and they prepared to pit this car. One lap later, he made the call to come down pit road. He does believe he has a loose wheel. They're going to make a 4-tire change to make sure that they get everything corrected. Also, a slight chassis adjustment. The car's been just a little bit too snug for his liking. They swing around now to the left side, completing that stop there, trying to erase all doubt of a loose wheel. Kyle Busch now away.
And he is shown right now still with the challenge of getting back up to speed, 1 lap down. And the question is, will he be able to keep it from going 2 laps down? While he's pulling out, let's check in with Tim Brewer in the Craftsman Tech Garage.
Thanks, Marty. If you look in this area right here, you see the wheel. It'll rock back and forth when it's left loose. What it's going to do, it's going to oblong these holes right here. And this lug nut has to seat against that wheel to keep it tight. But when that thing starts rocking, at the speeds these guys are running, it's quite a vibration.
Yeah, that's how they'll find which wheel it was loose. They'll go back and look at the back side of the wheel, and they'll see the oblong holes, and they'll know which one was loose.
And as a driver, you don't want to be out there very long with something like that.
Kyle is back up to speed, 36th position, 1 lap down. Some other cars that came back out: Mike Bliss, J.J. Yaley, Michael McDowell, Kevin Conway, Joe Nemechek, the only one off track. There you see Tony Stewart. He's our race leader at the Sprint Cup race in Atlanta, and is presented by Pennzoil.